How's it going, guys? Today I wanted to show you how a carburetor works, how to adjust for performance, and how to adjust for fuel economy. So, this is the 2021 Ssenda 250 Duro 4-stroke single cylinder. It is equipped with a PZ30 carburetor. And for those of you who are not aware, that is one of the most commonly used carburetors for the Chinese imports, like the motocross bikes, their scooters, and they'll use that carburetor from anywhere from a 150cc to a 200 to a 250 to a 300. It's got quite a range, but today we're gonna start by pulling the panels off so that we can gain access to the carburetor, and from there I'm gonna show you how to adjust it. Let's do this. Okay, so now that we got it open and we have a little bit of space, I'm gonna have my beautiful girlfriend and camera woman to come in a little bit closer so you can see the marking here. This is how you identify if you have a PZ30, PZ27, or what number carburetor. And from first glance, this is the idle air mixture screw. And down here where you can't really see in the back is the air fuel mixture screw. And if you guys want to follow me over here to the board, I drew a little diagram here. Okay, so welcome to the board. We should have that blow up in big letters. So here I drew a little picture of a carburetor. And for those of you who don't know, this is a carburetor. Now, this is going to be the front section, which normally houses the choke plate. And in the front section, the air enters the carburetor. So now inside here, there's some witchcraft, magic, and all that, and somehow you get air and fuel out on the other side. So essentially what's going on is there is a throttle slide, and that acts as your throttle plate. And in most applications, a throttle plate is essentially a valve that tips to its side and allows for more air to pass. But in these style carburetors, they use a throttle slide, which is essentially like a tube that is machined perfectly to fill the space, well, space here, and it'll block the passageway through the carburetor. So with that blocking the section of the carburetor, that leads us to our idle adjustment screw. And our idle adjustment screw slightly lifts the throttle slide up and down to allow more air to pass in the lower section of the carburetor. That therefore allows a small amount of air, which is going to control our idle. On the other side, there's going to be a screw which goes for our air fuel mixture. This is going to control how much fuel is getting to the engine when we are wide open throttle or anything past idle. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this air fuel mixture adjustment screw. That's going to be our power. We're going to go clockwise until we hear a change in the engine RPM, and that'll be our maximum point. And then we're going to go counterclockwise all the way until we hear the engine change again, and that's going to be our other maximum point. So I should have said before, but all the way counterclockwise is actually adding more fuel. So that's going to be our performance side. And all the way clockwise till we hear engine speed change is going to be our fuel economy side. So that's for you to choose, but me personally, I'm going to go all the way counterclockwise. So I'm going to warm the bike up, and we're going to start adjusting the air fuel mixture screw. Okay, so now that we got the bike warmed up, I'm going to adjust the idle up higher. So I'm going to raise it to maybe, let's say, 15 to 2,000 RPM. Down into that screw in the back that we were talking about, which was the air-fuel mixture screw. You have to be careful not to burn yourself because the designers of this bike really didn't take into consideration your hands. This is tricky. Adjusting it, and as you can see, the idle is still really high, so now we're going to bring it back down. The whole point in bringing that idle up was so that with adjusting that air mixture screw, I can hear the change of the motor much easily. So here we are, we're going to lower it back down to around 1,000 RPM, 1,200 maybe. You got to listen to it, feel it out. You don't want it to stumble, but you don't want it too high. Right now I'm at around the 1,200 mark, which I like. As you can see, I put a bunch of rags in here to try to keep myself from burning. Now we're going to put it all back together and take it for a rip. And so there you have it. Easy to do, not much to it, and I'd love to take it for a ride, show you guys a video, but it's really not going to do the justice. I'm sure it'll have a little bit more power. So stay tuned. If you liked my video, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And of course, share it. Thanks guys. Ciao.